still needs some work.
Yeah.
That's insane. Holy moly. Holy man. I'm Phil Harpell, and this is my my shop, Harple Fab. We specialize in aluminum TIG welding, aluminum fabrication. So we do a lot of like ice tanks, reservoirs, and engine bay dress up pieces.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, tell us what you got for a car here.
All right, this is a 2004 SVT Cobra, and I've had this car for 11 years now.
Yeah.
Almost 12 years. When I first bought it, it still had the factory supercharger on it, but it was ported.
Okay.
So when I bought the car, it made about 500 wheel horsepower. It was a blast at that power level, and the ported Eatons, they scream, so they're really loud. So I had a lot of fun in it when I first bought it. The car was beat up pretty bad, like the rear tires were wore out. The previous owner drag raced it a lot.
Yeah.
The tires were wore out, the clutch was slipping.
Yeah.
You know, the paint was really bad on this car too. A friend of mine painted it, Randall Dudney at Coyote Customs.
Okay.
He painted the car in 2017. We actually painted it at Cam Clark up in Red Deer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, for World of Wheels in 2017.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We did like 3 cars, but this was one of them.
Nice.
And yeah, it was great. Got the car all painted, ironed all the dents out of it because it had some dents in it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, previous to that, right after I got the car, the engine started knocking.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about air fuel. You know, I was kind of pretty ignorant to the supercharged engines.
Yeah.
And it started knocking. It was actually leaning out, and I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
Bad fuel pumps. So ended up melting the piston. It started knocking. So right after I got it, I bought a Ford Racing aluminum block.
Yeah.
And put that in. So my stock block is still over there in the crate.
I was gonna ask what was in
Ford
Racing crate.
That's the stock iron block of this car.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to sell it, but yeah, I put the illuminator in it, put a new clutch in it, did a fuel system, and then I think I got 3 summers out of it.
Oh yeah.
And I had a lot of fun in it. Like I took it to the track, did some quarter mile racing in it, and a lot of fun on the street.
Yeah.
And like it was making 500 wheel, but the way it was set up, like I did my independent rear suspension too.
Yeah.
So these cars come with an independent rear suspension from the factory, and I did all the bushings and you know, all the parts that you can put in the rear suspension.
Yeah.
And once I did that and put drag radials on it, it hooked so hard.
Yeah.
Like it was good on the street, and I was lining up against cars that had like 650, 700 wheel, and I was hanging with those cars, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on with this thing? People were asking me where the nitrous bottle was.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, man, there's no nitrous bottle. But yeah, it worked awesome with that setup, and I got to enjoy it after I did all that work to it.
Yeah.
And then it ended up, the head gasket started to leak.
Oh, okay.
So it was sipping on coolant. I was having to top it up every once in a while. So I sent out a oil analysis, and it came back oil in the coolant. It was very little, but it was enough to wear the rod bearings and stuff like that, right? So I pulled the engine, sent it out to get rebuilt. And my plan was, I'll just build the engine, maybe do custom grind blower cams, put the stock supercharger back on, do a tubular K member, lighten it up a little bit, and just, clean up the engine bay a bit and slap it back together. I planned on being down for maybe a summer or 2, right?
Yeah.
And then it just snowballed.
As they all do, yeah.
Yeah. After I got working on it, I'm like, well, I may as well do a wire tuck. And I built all new brake lines for it and tucked all the brake lines.
Right.
Deleted the ABS, deleted the AC, because I just wanted to clean it up,
Yeah.
right? And deleted the AC. I built these engine bay panels.
Right. Oh yeah.
Which, when I first started on those, I was like, oh, this shouldn't be too bad. Like, I should be able to get these done pretty quick.
Yeah.
It ended up taking me a year and a half in my spare time to finish them.
Right.
From the time I started till the time they were painted and installed into the engine bay.
Yeah.
It took me about a year and a half. But I just stuck with it and, you know, kept plugging away at it. It took a while to figure out that inner piece with all the crazy angles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got that sorted out, and then I decided to get the WHIPPLE supercharger, so it has a 3-liter WHIPPLE on it.
Nice.
And these are the latest and greatest for the Cobras, but yeah, it's
It looks good on there.
pretty amazing supercharger. There's guys that are pushing well over 1,000 horsepower with these. So what else? I did a Tremec Magnum 6-speed with an RXT clutch, and then I did all AN conversion on all the power steering lines as well, because I wanted to, you know, tuck everything to make it look nice and clean. So all that stuff was super time consuming. It took way longer than I thought it was going to take.
Yeah.
When I was pulling the car apart, so it was never ending. I'm like, man, is this ever going to end? All these parts and pieces that I have to pull out of here.
Yeah.
And then this was the first car that I built, you know, fully built. So even when I was taking it apart, I'm thinking to myself, am I going to be able to put this back together again?
Yeah.
Well, my brother, he was building a Coyote swap SN95, a 98 Mustang GT.
Yeah.
And he had already done the brake lines on his and the power steering lines. So after he did all his stuff, I got him to come down to my place and help me.
Help you out, yeah.
So that like sped that up quite a bit.
That's nice.
It was good that he'd already done it. And he already had all the tools to do it too. So
Yeah.
that helped me out a lot.
Nice. So do you still race it quite a bit?
I haven't raced it at the track yet with this setup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I had that mishap after I got it all back together. It was apart for about 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And because I was working full time while trying to build this and operating my business on the side, right? So it took a while for me to get it all back together. And then once I did get it back together, I put 200 miles on it and a dyno tune, and it sheared off a timing chain.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I was out data logging one day, and I gave it a rip in first and second gear, and I hit the rev limiter a few times. And I didn't know, but they have modified timing chain tensioners that replace the factory ones, and they don't lock out. So I had a tensioner lock out on me, and it snapped the chain. So after 4 years being down and a full build on the car, it broke, and then I had to tear it all back down again, send my engine back to the builder, and then we upgraded all the timing components the second time around. So I should be good now. Before I turn it up though, I think I want to go with a standalone ECU.
Right.
So that's, because I'm still struggling with some tuning issues right now, just drivability stuff, but for the most part it's pretty good. But yeah, after I fixed the timing chain issue, then I put 30 miles on it last summer, and then it snowed. So put the car away, and then over the winter I did a few more things to it. I built a new tank for it because the tank that was on here was the original prototype.
Right.
And they had come so far that I was like, well, I may as well build a new tank.
Right.
And then I did all the gates, power grip, hose clamps, which eliminate all the worm drive ones.
Right.
And they cleaned it up a lot. So I wanted to do that, and I did a few other little things cosmetically to clean it up, and I put it all back together. It took me about 7 days from the time I started. And once I took the engine out of the crate, I didn't really plan on like going hard on it. But as soon as I took the engine out of the crate, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go until it's done. So it took me about 7 days to get it back together, and then this summer I finally been able to enjoy it a little bit. I got about 500 miles on it now.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, it's got Maximum Motorsports tubular K member and A-arms, and then it has coilovers all around. and the independent rear suspension is all built, like I was saying previously. I know I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. Full fuel system, ID 1000 injectors. The fuel system should be good for around 1,000.
And I think you told me off camera, but I don't think you told me on camera how much horsepower it is now.
This car makes 670 to the wheels.
Nice.
And that was on a hub dyno and 18 pounds of boost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got a 3.75 inch pulley on the blower, which is like a pie plate, right?
Yeah.
It's huge, and then a stock size lower. But I could easily pulley down and pick up, you know, probably a couple hundred if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't want to push it after the timing change.
Yeah. Car parts are expensive.
Yeah. You can only afford to rebuild it so many times in a year. Yeah. So, yeah, once I get the standalone ECU and get some more miles on it, gain some confidence in it, then I'll turn it up some more.
Yeah. Race cars aren't warranted.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But on the street, 670 horsepower is perfect.
Yeah.
You don't really need much more than that. And like I say, with the drag radials out back, it hooks. Yeah, it's not spinning all over the place. So that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell us about the exhaust too.
Okay, so the exhaust is Cook's long tube headers, and then it has a Cook's 3-inch off-road X-pipe, and then Bassani 3-inch exhaust all the way back.
Yeah.
And I recently just built some aluminum race mufflers for it. So I pulled the Bassani mufflers out and made basically just aluminum barrels. And they're on the car now. So it's crazy loud. It sounds awesome though. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The fun factor went up like 30%.
Product that you're thinking about.
Yeah. There's been quite a bit of interest in them, so I think I might do a few runs of them and see how it goes.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. So we'll do a little clip here then and get some sound on it.
Yeah, you want me to fire it up?
hard time taking those mufflers off.
I will too, because you can hear the cams a lot better with these mufflers. like 30% since I put these on.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Smiles for sure on that.
Yeah. Smiles per gallon.
Definitely.
Yeah. This thing eats gas.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. What are you running it?
I run 94 octane and butane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you put $50 of gas in it, and then you put a $30 can of butane in it every time, right?
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Still needs some work.
Yeah. Jesus. That's insane. Holy moly. Holy man. You might have to take that. Yeah. That's crazy. Woo. I've never had my head sucked back like that before.
Like I say, it looks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.